So you want to lose some extra pounds. Yes, you want to lose some weight, right? You want to fit into your favorite jeans. Yeah, you want to fit into your favorite jeans. You know, that's going to take some major effort, right? Major effort to lose some weight. It's not like you just going to roll out of bed and suddenly you're 20 pounds lighter. No, it doesn't happen like that, right? It takes a process. And just like eliminating fibroids, it takes some serious commitment. Not only that, unique holistic practices, as well as structure that works your mind, body, and spirit. Yes. And let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. Even your doctor may not know how this unique and dynamic process goes. Your doctor may not be aware of what it takes to eliminate fibroids. Let's be real, okay? So don't worry, because what we got you covered. We got you covered, right? Oh, Coach K is in the building. What's up, girl? Alicia's here. Shalice, all my peeps in the building. What's up, Tam Glam? Oh my gosh, wow. We got you covered because we're going to help you channel your energy into what is needed to help with the fibroid elimination process, because you may be wasting your energy on things that are not getting you anywhere. Again, this is not losing weight. You're literally talking about fake fibroid cells, right? It takes a dynamic, unique approach. Yes. And I got my girl, Venus. She's in the building. She's going to share a little bit about her story. And it's going to be fun, y'all. We got our tea. You got your tea? Get your tea. Tell a friend to tell a friend, because her doctor is telling her to eat meat and or starve herself because she can't eliminate fibroids. It just can't happen. That's what the doctor's saying. Your friend is saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. But a lot of these people are giving their opinions on what they know, right? If you've never been down this road, not familiar of how to empower your body to heal, what it takes to degenerate a fibroid, what it takes to unravel it, eliminate it, you're just going to be hearing these things that may not resonate with you. It may not make sense. It may sound like Japanese, but at the end of the day, never underestimate the power of the body when it's given the right, unique resources. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Enhance Health UK. Addie's in the building. What? All right. B was here. I just had a myomectomy for one uterine fibroid. All right, sis. How are you preventing another myomectomy? What are you doing? Right? Because that's the goal here. You know, we keep it 100 here at Fibroid Queen, because at the end of the day, if you're not getting to the root of the issue, you can very well be back in the same situation. So we want to tackle it at the root. Venus, if you're in the building, send me a request to join. So on this dialogue you and I are going to have, we're going to channel your energy when it comes to eliminating fibroids. What are the signs? We're going to briefly go over some signs to look out for, because it's going to be different for everyone, right? And depending on what you're doing, right? If you're in the Unique Holistic Program, we have ways to help you, support you on what to look out for, especially with me doing an assessment to see what your history looks like, what your blood levels look like, your cells look like. When I'm able to assess all that, I can give you more of a clear picture on what that looks like for you. But just for here, we're going to keep it general, and you're going to hear from one of our warriors, Miss Vina. She's in the building. Y'all, bring your questions. Again, share this video. There's too many of us women that are dealing with this on the low, and it's only growing. We need to find some real solutions. So share this video with a friend. Let me bring her on. Million is here. Woohoo! Million 81. What's up, girl?
Hi.
And the beautiful Venus is here.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Did you hear me okay?
Thank you.
Yes, you look good, girl.
Oh my gosh, I
How was the
was
Womb Wellness
sweating.
workout?
I had to go freshen up before this because it was a heavy one. Yeah,
It was?
like
What type of heavy?
heavy. Like the weight was challenging enough for me to like get a good sweat in. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
thank
about,
you.
girl. Well, you clean up nice. All right, let's start
Yeah, I
with
have
some
my tea right
introduction. You
here.
got your tea?
Cheers.
All right, let's do cheers. Cheers. Yes, let's start with some introductions. So, for those that don't know me, my name is Phyllis, founder of Fibroid Queen, holistic nurse, wellness coach. I help women eliminate fibroid pain in less than 30 days without wasting time, money, energy on ineffective surgeries through my unique holistic program. And really, my mission is to help women become better versions of themselves while going through this womb healing practice. And this practice is something that they just add as part of their lifestyle. They just kind of go into. And I know Venus is here. She can talk more about that better than I can. And Dr. Shayla Weaver is in the building. Latoya's here. What's up? So, Venus, I'm going to bring it back to you. I guess let's go back to the beginning. You've been a warrior of ours for a while. I'm trying to keep up with all y'all. I'm like, how long you been here again?
A couple months. Yeah.
It's been a minute. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
a couple months ago, what made you, what was it about my platform, the content that made you say, you know what, I need to reach out for some help with this fibroid issue?
So
What was it for you?
before I came across your page, I was following other programs when it came to like fitness and health. I was already vegan for like many years, so I was following like a vegan meal plan, but it was more like traditional. So, I know you mentioned like deadlifts today during the workouts. It was like deadlifts and hip thrusts and cutting and bulking. So it was pretty strenuous now that I think about it, now that I look back. And then also my period had changed a lot. And so I ended up going to the OBG YN and I kind of wanted to see where I was at. And I was at that point where she was suggesting, well, two of them had just suggested surgery. And I was like, no, like I'm not going to do that. And so I just started following like, different tips online. And I came across your page because I was looking at my old documents of when I started reading about mushrooms and their benefits. Yeah, and I came across your article, and then I was like, let me just follow her on Instagram. And then that's what led me to your page. Yeah.
Awesome. So, and tell me, what were kind of the nuances or symptoms you were trying to, what was your goal in getting
I
some help? What
I
were
was
you
at
looking
least
to?
trying to not reach the point where I had to go get like an emergency surgery because I had went to the ER twice. So because of like crazy pain, and at that time my job was causing a lot of stress, so I was even in more pain. When I finally left, I was able to like kind of clear my head and focus on wanting to reduce my symptoms. So I had really sharp abdominal pain. I had heavy bleeding, super bloated, and my mood swings were crazy. So I think I knew my hormones were like all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to get into more of that because you started at that point and it's been a couple months. We definitely want to hear what's going on with you now, right? And before we get into that, for those that are listening, some of the things that really come with the fibroid elimination process is going to be very unique, right? It's going to be unique to where the fibroids are located, again, what your labs look like. And for you, Venus, you know, one of the important things that I do for all warriors before they enroll in the program is a nurse assessment. So we can determine, you know, where they are and if it's safe for them to be in this program. Because again, Venus, you were going in and out of the hospital, you had some blood transfusions and things like that. So me, I'm thinking, okay, let me make sure she is stable enough to do this program, right? Because I very well had to send women to the hospital because they were so unstable, right? With that being said, coming into this, I guess, and this is, you and I had many conversations about this, about the belief system. Like, what is one thing that you've learned that really sticks to you that you didn't know coming in when it comes to fibroid elimination? What is one thing that you learned in this program that you maybe had a false belief in before, you know, just starting this journey?
There's so many things, but
I
if I
know,
had to
right?
pick like one that has been consistent throughout like the months, I would say that trying to erase what I had in my mind programmed of what fitness is and how you could only lose weight and be fit and all this stuff in a certain through a certain way of working out, and getting my ego out of the way and saying like this is a new process and it doesn't matter if I look like a beginner again or whatever, because I felt like I was more advanced when it came to like traditional like weightlifting. So I would say that's the biggest one, like putting my ego aside and trusting the process, even if all the things that come in the way.
Yeah, yeah, that's a big one. And, you know, many are unaware that in order to eliminate fibroids, you really have to change your identity. You have to change your personality, right? Because fibroids is growing in a place, in a body that is disconnected to some capacity, whether you realize it or not. Like, the cells are not getting what they need, and they're forming in a way that is affecting the functioning of your reproductive system, your hormones, you know, the way you think. So it does require that identity shift. Now, also, when it comes to what the process is on the way to fibroid elimination, is practices that encourage elimination, right? Venus, you know all about that, right? Practices that encourage elimination, because fibroids are feeding off the waste in your body, the toxins, the acidity, the chronic inflammation. So you have to be doing practices, and that's what we do here in the Unique Holistic Practice, is to encourage your body to release that. And a lot of that buildup is just like living on your uterus, right? And some of it is pulled over from your digestive system. So you're dealing with constipation. I did a live with Lise, I think she's still here. We talked about constipation and what that does, how that causes buildup, right? Bloating. You said that you were dealing with that, Venus, right? Heavy cycles, heavy periods, chronic inflammation, mood instability. That's all reflective of the amount of waste you're carrying in your body. And it's not only just in your blood, but it's also kind of living on the uterus. And that's kind of what makes fibroids. That's what makes them. They are fake fibroid cells, and they consist of a lot of different things, but mostly waste, cellular waste. So making sure you are doing practices that encourage elimination is part of the process of unraveling and eliminating fibroids. So tell us about that, Venus, for you. I know you've been in that program a couple months now. What has changed for you as far as you know, one, knowing what this all looks like as far as your elimination, and what results have you seen for yourself?
So I have seen the beginning was a little bit rough. I think my body was trying to adjust, so it was I got better like within the first month, and then I think
What is
like
better? What does
not
better
that I didn't
mean?
have that much pain. Like even if I wasn't on my period, I used to have like abdominal pain, and so that first month when I started the program, I didn't have I had pain, but I didn't have uh, pain where I couldn't like go to work or something like that. Then the following month after that, I was under so much stress. I was like all kinds of things going on in my life, and like the symptoms came back, and then I reached out and we kind of regrounded, and from there I tried to stick to my goals. So I had a hard time sticking to small goals like my supplements every single day. So that was like the beginning of the first like wins, sticking to my tea, drinking enough water, my vitamins.
And let's go back to that, because I know it's you say I feel like it's a big win, because you're going from a place of not even taking any supplements. And when I looked at your
Yeah, I was
labs,
taking
you needed
some,
some
but I would
supplements, you
not
know,
be
which was
consistent. So
okay.
yeah. So and then
Okay.
another thing I wanted to
Wonderful.
mention is that when right before I started with the program, I was extremely like vitamin D deficient to the point that I had to get it subscribed. And
Okay.
when I joined your program, I continued to take it um, along with like other
Mhm.
supplements.
Right. Right. So you were taking supplements
Yeah.
before, but just not consistent. But
Yeah.
now you're pretty
Yeah.
consistent with the taking supplements. Okay. And how is your digestive system, as far
Mm.
as, you know, whatever you want to share? How is it now from where it was before,
My
and how do you
digestive,
feel?
so my bloating was actually really bad, and I've always been pretty regular when it came to like using the bathroom. But when I started eating, like having a like okay, having the periods of like let's say 10 a.m. I'll eat, and then at 12 p.m. I'll eat, and so on. Having like that consistency, I started seeing like me being able to like my digestion system being better, and then also after the workouts, like I started going to the bathroom more regularly, and it wasn't like it was normal, still like it wasn't something weird. It was pretty normal. I knew like my body was getting rid of like whatever I didn't need. Hmm.
Okay. And let's go into that. That's a good segue, because when it comes to the womb wellness workouts, I know for you, because I've been able to do an assessment, it's very important for you to remove the
Yeah.
stagnation that is living and taking up space in your midsection. Just being able to see your before pictures and the labs, everything reflects that you're holding a lot in your midsection. So I know you were saying something happened, like you felt something, like something fell in the
Yeah.
toilet after you did a womb wellness workout.
Yeah.
Could you tell us like
So it's
what
something like I
happened?
never experienced. I have experienced like heavy bleeding and blood clots and things like that, but it was I would say it wasn't even like a day where I felt like my period might be coming back. It was at least 6 days after we had a workout, and I felt things like while we were working out, I felt like things opening in that area, but I didn't like it wasn't painful or anything, so I didn't pay it any mind. Um,
So when you say like, and when you say opening, what do you, could you give us
I
more
felt
detail
like there was
what that
before there was a
means to
lot of
you?
like my womb area and my hips were all tense, and were all like yeah, just everything was tight. And when we finished the workout, especially when we were doing like a wider stance, I felt like
Yeah.
some sort of release, like I just felt stretched or something.
Mm.
And then so after that, when I got home, I had a feeling like my period was coming, but like it didn't make sense. So I used the bathroom, and I
Right.
saw something like maybe like this thick, and not too long, pretty short, fall in the toilet, and it was like it seemed like a blood clot, but it was a little bit thicker than that. Like blood clots usually are like more mucousy. This was a little bit more thick. So I was surprised, and I looked at it, and I looked at it, and like that's when I told you. Well, afterwards, sometime after, I told you, like, I don't know what that was, but that was definitely something new. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to kind of elaborate on that because people listening are like, okay, what is that? Like, what does that mean, right? And it can be a couple different things, right? So knowing that I've been able to do an assessment on you, I would say this is the process that happens as you get closer to fibroid elimination. So what I'm saying is this is a reflection of you going in the right direction, okay? Because again, you have a lot of buildup, and we both can agree, right, Venus, that you have a lot of buildup in your midsection. So there's a lot of things that you're cleaning out. You're taking out the garbage, and that's what these womb wellness workouts do. Literally help encourage your lymphatic system to move, right? Something that, you know, may be lacking in your traditional workouts is just exercising that lymphatic system. So the way it happened also is pretty unique because you said it happened after a womb wellness workout. So knowing that those workouts help activate that area, it's like that squeeze and soak motion to kind of move things along. And then going to the bathroom, you felt something pass and it was outside of your period. That is a prerequisite for your situation to say that you are moving towards fibroid elimination. So that is a sign for you, right? Someone else, that could be just another blood clot, right? Especially if they're on their period and it just, you know, and they've been getting the blood clots regularly. But for you, this is very unique, okay? So I want to really just hone in on how the fibroid elimination process is going to be unique to the person and based on what practices you are doing in order to help your body reach harmony. And you are doing unique healing practices. So the womb wellness workout is one of them. What would you say, what else in the program thus far has been very instrumental to you in your journey?
Um. Sorry, 1 second. There's a motorcycle. Um. I would say that the biggest, aside from the working out, the second biggest thing is eating correctly. Where, like I said before, I would still eat a lot of veggies, a lot of fruit, a lot of fiber, but my focus was like hitting my protein and make sure my macros were good, and so I would incorporate like seitan or tofu, and like it was a huge relief when when we had our like when we first met, and me being able to tell you like I want to continue to be vegan or plant-based, but like I'm worried because I'm so used to eating soy or like mock meats and things like that, and throughout the months I've learned how to still be able to be eat like a balanced meal, but not include, but literally just be plant-based. Like I always knew that was
Yeah,
possible, but it was hard for me to do it. And with your guidance
yeah.
and with like other ladies and sharing like recipes or ideas or talking to passion, like all those things like helped me find a good balance of how to eat, and I had like a better relationship with food. Yeah.
Wow. And that is so amazing. That just makes my heart just like beat even more. Because I'm like, you know what? You're not only getting my guidance, but you have the support of other women. And if you don't
I'm
mind,
Mexican.
what is your ethnicity? Okay, because I want
Yeah.
to always get it right. I always ask. So knowing that, I knew that that was something that you wanted to
Yeah.
incorporate, just having your cultural foods. How has that transition been? Now that you're on the cellular nutrition plan, you're eating foods that are not only healing, but helping decrease the inflammation in your body, and you're learning how to eat. But how do you incorporate
I
your Mexican
honestly, like,
culture
that
into
was
this?
another like thing I struggled with a lot of mainstream like plant-based or veganism will try to tell you like acai bowl and like I don't know, something like a salad, I don't know. And for me, like, I wanted to keep eating that because I felt like if not, I was abandoning my culture. And I think I'm able
Yeah.
to kind of tune in with myself better, where I'd say like, oh, I could have this, you know, like for example, 4th of July tomorrow, my family's having like all these things, and I'm like, oh well, I could have some mushrooms and some like sautéed on the grill like zucchini and all this stuff, but kind of just not pressuring myself to create like a perfect meal and just finding ingredients that I know I always have, like black beans. We have cactus. I actually just ate cactus right now next to a arugula salad, and then I'll still make a burrito. I'll make veggie tacos. So and it doesn't feel like I'm restricting myself, which I did before. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it feels really nice.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's amazing that you feel like you have that flexibility. You're more likely to stick with it, knowing that you still can, dip in some of the
Yeah.
healthier alternatives
Yeah.
when it comes to Mexican
There's a
food.
lot of
So
healing
that's good
Mexican
to know.
foods too, like
Yeah, that's amazing.
amaranth
Yeah.
and you know, cactus, jicama, like so many things.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to maybe someone listening who's struggling um, with fibroid issues. Their doctor's saying this, and their friends are saying do this. What is some encouragement you can give them when it comes to um, the fibroid elimination process? What is some
I
encouragement
would
you can
say,
give them when it
and this
comes
was
to
something I
that?
really struggled with in the beginning, but I would say is keep keeping that whole connection of fibroid and tumor and like you know, something crazy like out of the way, because I think that's the biggest thing. You hear like tumor and then you're like, it has to be surgery or else something bad's gonna happen to me, or and then once you like for not forget about that but put that to the side and just focus on I'm in this healing journey, like that's just secondary. It's just like I try not to think about it anymore. Like I try to just be like, I'm getting rid of stuff that not supposed to be in my body. And then like, yeah, sometimes I think about it but I try not to. And then the other thing I would say is just to really try, and I know that it's a subconscious like thing, and it takes time, but really try to believe that you can heal yourself. Like you could hire enough coaches, you know, work with so many people and get inspired by others, read books and like watch content on it, but everyone has their own like um, power to heal themselves, and it takes time to really believe that.
Mm, right. Is this
Yes, it's
Venus?
me.
Is this the Venus that I met 2 months ago? You sound you over here coaching me, girl. Like, whoa, is this the same Venus? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I love it. I love it. And so tell us about some other results that you've seen, right? Um, you've noticed that you're having some
Mhm.
discharge, you're having some um, and to describe what fell out of the toilet, I would say is just more of the
Yeah.
waste that's coming off your uterus. And again, these are all prerequisites to fibroid elimination. This is the process, because many don't know what it takes to get here, especially
Mhm.
those that have never been on this journey. Your doctor is automatically going to put you in a direction, medications and surgeries, because that's what they know. Like most doctors, right? That's what they know. That's what they do. They treat, right? So treat is masking, treatments, and that may not get to the root of the problem. But when you're looking to heal, and Venus, you said this a lot, it's like healing your body, getting to the root of it. It's going to take a different community, a different approach. And you want to be led by those that have been on this journey before, where they can give you an idea of what to expect. you want to be around those that are also moving in that direction or have the capability of helping you enhance where you're going to give you that clear vision. Venus, how helpful has that been? Because I know you and I had some talks, and it's like, oh, Phyllis, you know, I'm not seeing this. What am I waiting for? And many women are expecting something like
Yeah.
fibroids to just fall out of their bodies, and it just doesn't happen like that. So could you share with me like what helped you the most of understanding that this is a process, a unique one, that everyone goes through when
I
it
would
comes to fibroid
say
elimination?
is not comparing myself to others and their journey. So right off the bat, when I heard, you know, your story, I was like, oh, well, I hope that happens to me. Like, I hope, you know, I just, boom, get rid of it one day. Or even I've heard other stories like outside of the program. And I had these unrealistic expectations for myself or deadlines. So I would say like by 3 months, I should be seeing these results. By a month, I should at least see this, because I would hear someone else's story and say, and you know, within a month they
Yeah.
saw this or that. And just, it was like a constant cycle of comparison or
Mm-hmm.
pressuring myself that I needed to hurry up, or like my, I don't know, like just this timeline of within X amount of time this should be happening. But even if I
Yeah.
expected it to, or I wanted it to, my body has its own rhythm, its own time clock, its own. And at the end of the day, also, like, I also feel like everything and the, like, it's God's timing too. So that's just part of my journey. But it was definitely like the expectations and comparison. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Alicia's here. She says she can agree to that. She can agree to that. So with that being said, let's talk about some of the results, because you're seeing some things. You're like, oh wow, I didn't know that was happening. Oh wait, I feel something. Oh no, like, you know, you're starting to really get this positive feedback from your body, and it just again showing how your cells are regenerating in a healthier way. So tell us some of the other results you've noticed, because I know your periods went from being painful to not as painful, and tell us your skin
Thank you.
also. Girl, you looking, it's looking
Thanks.
looking flawless right now, right? So tell
Um,
us some of the other results you've noticed.
the one of the other biggest ones was definitely my period. So I knew, I would say a couple months ago, I knew, let's say 4 months ago, I knew that my period was coming, because 2 weeks prior I had all this pain. I couldn't really be at work, but I had to manage through and be able to be there. The month after that, it was like 1 week leading up to my period. Like, I had pain, abdominal pain, just cramps. I couldn't really sit for too long. And then, you know, the month after that, like 2 months ago, it was, I didn't know my period was coming. Like, it was, I just, like, I was like, oh, my period's here. Like, oh, wow, I didn't really know. And then I didn't even have cramps, like, during my period. It was just still heavy bleeding, like, the first 2 days. But after that, nothing. And then this last one, too, I didn't really have pain leading up to it, where I would, before it, like 2 weeks, I'm like, oh, my period's gonna come this date, or in a week, or a week and a half. Like, I didn't experience that anymore.
Hmm, interesting. So you can see how the progression is coming, right? So you talked about how you're
Yeah.
going to the bathroom regularly, right? Because, like, you know, when it comes to the fibroid elimination process, channel your energy on things that are going to help, practices that are going to help your body eliminate. That's the goal. Not focusing on the fibroid itself, but focusing on practices that will help your body eliminate. So your
Yeah.
bowel movements are more regular, right, Venus,
Yeah.
right? You notice that your eating is better. How would you, what about your energy? What would you say? How has that been for you?
The energy, my energy changing, I started seeing that like almost right away, especially when I had the prescribed version of vitamin D, and then I continued on with the vitamin D that you recommended, and then vitamin C, and all the ones that were for my, like, specifically for me. I started noticing that I wouldn't
Mhm.
PMS so much. So like
Mm,
usually right before my
okay.
period, I would just be so sad, and I'd just be, I don't
Mm,
know, like going through all kinds of like roller coasters. And now like it just kind of like normal, like what life throws at you and things like that. So my energy had got better
wow.
um, overall, like on my day to day, but especially my emotional energy. Hmm.
Mm, emotional energy. Wow, that's crucial. That's amazing. Oh my. Okay, so energy got
Yeah.
better, even your emotional energy, right? You're going to the bathroom regularly. Your skin, as Alicia said, you look like a glazed donut, skin looking
I for,
flawless,
oh,
right?
I forgot. Sorry, I
Okay,
forgot to
and
say
then
my
your
sleep.
periods got like,
I would sleep for
okay.
so long, and like before, well, when I say so long, like for me it's like 9 hours, because I usually only, I'm good with like 6 or 7. And I would wake up and I still feel tired, like I didn't really sleep. And then after
Mm,
I got in, I started
mm,
becoming more consistent with the vitamins. I actually felt like when I went to sleep, I'd like rested, because when I would wake up, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the day, even if I had to drive like an hour for work at that time. Yeah, so sleep.
wow. Right.
Hmm.
Okay. Sleep. Your sleep got better. So, and then periods later, no more pain, having a better understanding of your cellular nutrition plan, how to incorporate
Yeah.
that with even your cultural foods and being around your family. And then also the encouragement of having another
Yeah.
buddy to confide with, your buddy's passion, who's also in this program. She actually just did a live last week. So you have
Hmm.
all of that going on, and you're noticing every month something improving. Where do you think this is going, Venus? Like, where do you
I
think
think
you're headed?
to the healthiest version of myself. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. And not only that, you are unraveling what's going on in and around your uterus to the point where it'll start to degrade the fibroid itself. So just to know that we need to focus on getting rid of some of the waste, the toxic buildup in our bodies through unique elimination practices. And that's everything that we do here in this program, right? And once you do that consistently, along with a lot of the things you mentioned, right? Having your tailored um, tasks that entail the supplements, the wellness workouts, and remaining consistent with that, your body will start to get rid of some of that buildup, and your symptoms will slowly improve, right? And um, as you move in that direction, it'll start to tackle and unravel the fibroid itself. So I don't recommend to you all, and Venus, let me know, if you heard this quite a few times, right? That a ultrasound MRI right away, because that I don't feel like that's a good tracking measure of what's going on with your body. You need to focus on the elimination process, right? If your personality, just like your personality has changed, I feel like I'm talking to a different person right now.
Yeah.
You have changed a whole lot, right? So your personality has changed, your environment, your internal environment has changed. You change your habits. You are shifting to a different person. You're creating a new identity for yourself. So you're seeing the progress, the results of this, and it's only going to get even better. It's only going to get even better with consistency, with structure, right? And many are unaware that is needed in order to really truly eliminate fibroids. It can't be where you wake up one day and you think it's just going to come out of your body. That's just not how it works. It's a process, and it has to be a unique, holistic process. So um, with that being said, um, what do you feel is next for you? Like, what do you want to master in this program? What's next for you? Because I know we create goals, we track. What's next for you?
Not focusing that while I'm focusing on eliminating fibroids and being like in a holistic state, not focusing on I have to lose weight, like I have to look a certain way. That for me, that would determine that I'm healthy, and so mastering, I would say mastering my workout routines, and at the same
Okay.
time not looking at it as a way of um, like a body image thing, like like if I'm working out like
Right.
4 times a week, I should by 3 weeks I should look like a certain way. So yeah, I would say that's the
Right.
biggest one.
And that's a big one. And let me also kind of dive more into it. I know I started when it comes to the MRI and ultrasound being like a tracking for you to track how, if the fibroids are eliminating. Again, my thoughts on that is not a reliable form of tracking. If fibroids are eliminating, you need to delve the energy into eliminating practices to help your body get rid of the waste. Where your skin, your mind, the way you feel starts to improve. That's where you want to channel your energy. Because when it comes to an MRI or ultrasound, depending on the type of fibroid you're carrying, it may be in or out of a capsule, right? It may be in a capsule. So if it's in a capsule, you can very well end up going and get an ultrasound, and depending who reads it, right? Because it could be very subjective, there may not be any change because the fibroid being encapsulated, there may be changes going on inside the capsule versus outside. So you're measuring it and it could be the same. And that could be very
Yeah.
discouraging, right? And that's why we use many forms of tracking your progress. And Venus,
Yeah,
what's your thoughts on that? Because I know
I
I've
completely
shared that
agree.
to
I
you quite
think
a few
it was in the
times. Yeah.
beginning of the program. Well, I know it was around mid-March to beginning of April that I was going through it because I found out that it grew a little bit, and I was like, why did it grow if I've been doing better, and my symptoms have been better, and I was just so stressed, and I wanted to go get surgery, and because of specifically the ultrasound. So when we had a call and we like reprogrammed my thoughts related to that, it did open my eyes and to a way where I stopped seeing it like a fixed tracking device, I would say, like, and find my own ways of tracking things. Yeah.
Right, right, exactly. And one of the ways we're doing that is, again, a lot of the practices within the program that entail your elimination, your lab work, very important. Knowing that, you know what, does your cells have everything it needs to form healthier cells? Or is it continuing to form these fake fibroid cells, right? MRI, ultrasound is not measuring that. And fibroids are fake cells. So, it could be a lot of wasted energy trying to, um, goose chase with these MRIs and ultrasounds, right? Especially if you're getting them repeatedly, trying to see if there's a difference. It can very well be a huge disappointment. And it's like stepping on a scale, right? Could you imagine you've been, again, trying to lose weight, you're going to the gym, you're doing all these things, changed, you're no longer eating sweets. I think someone had that question. Yeah, you reduce some of your sweets. You are drinking more water. You are fasting, doing intermittent fasting. You're doing all the necessary things, and then you get on the scale, and nothing has changed. How disappointing is that, right? That's like getting a ultrasound. It's just a number, and it does not give you a bigger picture of what's going on with your body from the inside out. Stepping on a scale doesn't tell you how much effort you've been putting in. It doesn't tell you that your gut health has improved, that your sleep has improved. It doesn't tell you, and this is just a typical scale, right? Looking for just weight. It doesn't tell you your muscle compared to, your muscle mass compared to how much fat you're carrying. It doesn't tell you all of that. And that is kind of the same idea when it comes to an MRI or ultrasound. You're missing all that information. And other tracking methods are needed. And that's what we do here to help make sure you're progressing and you're getting results. And Venus, you're getting results. And I'm just super, super proud of you because, again, I feel like I'm talking to a different person from where we started. You're shining, girl. You're just really shining. And I'm just like, it's just so nice to hear how you have made this about you.
Yeah.
Like, this is your journey. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. And so confident about it. So what's keeping you going? If you can share as we close here, what's keeping you like on a brighter side of healing?
What's keeping me going is that I could either stay like in survival or like victim mode, or I could try to create like the best version of myself. So just knowing that it's having the idea that it's possible, and aiming towards it, but at the same time enjoying the journey. I'm trying to just enjoy it versus before when I joined other programs, or even when I first joined your program, I was like, I had this, I don't know, this thing where I wanted to reach some certain point, like, and I just focus on the finish line. But now it's just like I'm just enjoying the path, like as I go, even if like I gain weight or lose weight, like that doesn't matter. Like it's just how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What is, and everything happens for a reason. What is one thing you would tell your younger self? What is one thing you would tell your younger self?
One thing I would tell my younger self. That it's not normal to be stuck in survival. That I deserve to live a softer, easier life. That doesn't mean like I'm not working hard or I'm not doing enough. It's like it's still like I would say that I am enough. Like whatever I am doing, it's enough. As long as I'm trying, yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I love that. You said I am enough. Wow, Venus, is that
you? Yeah.
Oh my, girl, you progressing. You are progressing. So any closing words as we go here? Any closing words for the ladies listening?
I would just say to trust yourself. Like you can't really expect for others to trust you, and for the program to work or whatever you try, like if you don't trust yourself, and like it's not an overnight thing. You have to like ease into it, and then also not be hard on yourself. Like I used to be really hard. And somebody asked about the sweets and stuff like that, and that was something I really struggled with, and I was so hard on myself. So I just have alternatives. Like, right, I actually have like a vegan sweet potato. It's literally the only ingredient is organic sweet potato, and it's just not punishing myself. So I would say to anyone watching, just to enjoy it and to be easy on yourself and just trust the process.
Trust the process. Trust the process. And I feel like one of the biggest challenges when it comes to naturally addressing fibroids is, knowing what to eat, how to work out, what thoughts, what emotions. And that is one of the reasons why I created this program, this unique holistic program, is to help women overcome these challenges and follow a structured program that works with how your body regenerates healthier cells, right? You can't go wrong with a program that works with how your cells work. It's not a hormone chasing thing. My hormones are this, hormones are that, but focusing on what fibroids are, which are fake cells. So having a program that ties right in line with that, so that way you're generating healthier cells, which will eventually outnumber the fake fibroid cells. And you want that structure. You want that accountability, that support, be around a community of women that are moving that direction, that have been able to achieve those results. This is where we're at here at Fibroid Queen. And you want more information, send me a DM, learn more. Learn more. And we can kind of just move forward with that and say, you know what is it that you need? Let me assess your situation, learn more about what you're dealing with, what your goals are, so that way we can tailor a plan for you. And Venus, same with you. I know when we had our consultation, you were like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And, you know, a lot of the goals you've reached, right? And you're constantly making more. What is your perception about goal making now that you've been able to achieve a lot of the goals that you originally wanted to address in the program? What's your perception on how to accomplish your goals?
That it's my perception of when it comes to goal setting now is that it's an everyday thing, like, and it's not just if I miss a day, like I'm gonna give up and restart. Like you just keep going. And also to start small, I would set unrealistic, very generalized goals before, and some of them I would achieve, but some of them I wouldn't. Versus now, I set smaller goals, and it seems really minor, but it definitely is easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And your results are reflecting that.
Thank
So
you for
I
having
thank
me.
you so much for your bravery. Yes, your bravery for, you know, I asked you, like, yeah, I'll do it. You were like, yeah, I'll share my testimony. Like, you know, and you just were so confident with it. So I thank you for coming on, and I hope the women that are listening are inspired by your story. But if you need support on eliminating fibroids with a process that's structured and it exercises your mind, body, and spirit, so that way you are changing the dynamic of your insides and starving fibroids, eliminating them. Here is where it's at. Learn more, send me a DM, and thank you so much, Venus. Thank you guys for listening. T. Nelson, you were great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Venus.
Bye.
Bye.